Good morning and welcome back to the Frugal Dangler. I'm fishing at a local lake today. Had a bit of an issue with my car the other week, and basically I'm carless now, carless Fandangle. So for the time being, until I get something else sorted out, I'm stuck with either walking or cycling to a venue. So I cycled down here on my bike today. It's a local one, only about 3 miles down the road from me, so it wasn't too far. There's a little stream down here, or a little river stream, and there's a lake. I have fished the lake numerous times before, and I've had some nice tension bream out of it, but that was generally sort of spring, summer. This time of year it seems to shut up shop, and when the piking season starts, people send a pike down here, but needs must. So either that or don't go fishing at all, and it's quite a long way from other stretches of water to me. I mean, I wasn't going to die. Cycle 17 miles, another one's about 8 miles, but I didn't feel like that this morning. I will do it sometime, but I'll be carrying not very much gear at all. So I cycled down like I used to today when I was a kid, basically taking this sort of, I did have a trolley at one time when I was a kid and used to go attach something on my bike, but I obviously haven't got one at the moment, so I just came down my bike, with Shakespeare seat box like I used to have. I used that on one side. My rod holder, two rods in it. I didn't bother taking a keep net or anything, and I put in very little gear, so yeah, it sort of made sense really. I did walk down here once since the car broke down, and it took me over an hour, and then over an hour to get back, and when I was walking back it was really hot, and it wasn't a fantastic experience. I think I had a bit too much gear, so I thought I'd try it on the bike today. I'm going to give it a couple of hours and see if I can get some down. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning now. There is a stretch of river over there, like I say. I might give it a go on there if it's really not too good on here, but at the moment it's very, very low and clear. There's hardly any pegs on it, and the ones that are there just fur weed. I did fish it the other week, like I said. I had a few fish, but not a lot. I had a few chublets. A few roach, quite a nice taste, but that was all on bread. I had one little chublet on a prawn. But I'm down here today with a maggot approach. I've set up on the Opalaris float ledger. I do like this method. I used to love it in the 90s. I used to catch a lot of fish on it. I used to catch a lot of carp on it, and some gravel pitch up in Oxfordshire. And I used to also fish it on the Exeter Canal, a place called the Swan's Nest on the stretch there. I used to catch the old Bream and skimmers on it, and I love the bites you get. And I bought a few years ago, and I've been using them since, and it seems to work down here. I've had a few tension Bream out on it. No, I've had tension, no, just Bream out on it so far when I fished down here. So I thought I'd do it today. I have got a feeder on as well, which I might set up and bung out. I might do that instead. I'll see how it goes. Give it a couple of hours on the old float ledger. I've got at the moment I've got a groundlet feeder on. I've got loads of maggots, so I was thinking about should I fish the maggot feeder. Being later on in the year, it's sort of end of September, I wondered if the old tench, if they are still knock around feeding, they might prefer just a basic maggot approach. But there's some nice bream in here, and that's why I'm going down the ground bait route at the moment. Let's see how it gets on. I've had a bite first cast actually. I'm pretty sure it was just a roach. At the moment I'm fishing double caster on an 18 hook. I've got a 4-pound bomb on, 6-pound main line. I'm also feeding an inside line about sort of 6-7 metres out down there, and I've been banging some maggots over the top because I've had tench out on that line. But like I said, that was earlier in the year, so it's springtime, early summer. So I don't know if they'll be around now. There's a few bubbles coming out that look like better fish, like tench or bream. Good pike, there's loads of pike in it. But yeah, it's a bit different than my river fishing. I haven't been fishing still waters too much. It's close season finished. But because the river is so far away and the one there is just so low, I thought I'd give it a go here. I joined the club, it was only £25. They've got a lot of pegs. I think there's 10 pegs on it, and you don't get that many anglers fish it really. It's nice for a bit of peace and quiet more than anything else. And I've caught some nice fish out of here. Not many good silvers, not really in recent years. It's only been on the smaller side, but yeah, the old tension Bream are nice fish. You know, you're getting sort of between 4 and 6 pounders, so they're good old slabs. There's all sorts of fish. I've had a bulb come out of here. I know there's definitely chub in here. I've seen chub. It's about 3.5 pound in it. A few years ago, a few eels came out. Not massive, but you know, it's unusual to get eels around this area. And there was a couple of eels came out to about sort of £2, I think it was. Used to be a lot of perch in here, but I haven't seen the perch a lot lately. But I mainly come down here for the bream and tench. Or I used to fish the pole sometimes and go after a bag of small fish, but they tend to be quite small. They tend to be sort of half an ounce to about 2 ounce. You don't seem to see many good stamper roach in here. Well, not when I fished it recently anyway. So yeah, we'll give it a go. I might set up a tip as well. Excuse me. I've got a few approaches to fish on that. I might set up a method feed. I don't fancy the method feeds though. They simply saying they won't want it. So I might just go on a maggot feeder approach. Something I've never done before. But the old instinct, something saying that, you know, later on in the year, maybe the tension just wants something basic like that. So we'll see how it goes. Like I say, I've had one bite so far, a little dimp on the float. I do find the Polaris that it's not quite as good with small fish, but you get a quality fish on there. It's just the way everyone goes around. No keep net, it was far too much to bother carrying today. I used to carry all that on the bike. I mean, basically I'm doing what I did when I was 15. I used to take a net bag, I'll keep netting stuff in, but bother getting it most of the time now, and it's something else to lug around, so yeah, it can be asked. So, this is not raining. It was raining initially when I was cycling up. I thought, here we go, but the rain's eased off. It's pretty dull and overcast, so quite good for Bream to have a chomp. Now, there's been a few bubbles come up beyond my float. Like I said, could even roach will bubble. I'm hoping it's something else. Although there are some more coming up now. They definitely do look like sort of tench bream bubbles. And the bream tend to patrol it. They go around the island, the corner of the island. And I've out to this area here. I've had them on the Polaris or on the method feeder. I've seen some big bags of bream come out over there in a match once when I was fishing. The bloke who won it, I was in a peg down there and I was third, only a couple of pounds. Another bloke above me had one bream, which was slightly bigger. I had one big skimmer, one small skimmer. Another bloke, he had a bigger bream, and then the other guy, he fished that peg over there, and he was casting within about sort of 2 foot of that island, just from the tip, and he had about 30 odd pound of bream out. So they're in here, but you know, they do show up, and it's not every peg. It's not a prolific venue like that, but it's some of the fish, and it's quite an attractive place. It does get busy with it's part lake, so you do get a few people knocking around here, especially on hot days. But if you come down here early in the morning, it's not too bad. Knock it on the head by about dinner time. It's not too far for me to come, so leaves of us and all that. Let's see if I can at least catch something and save a blank. I'll switch you off there, and if I do get a fish, I'll turn it back on again. See you later.